Welcome back to Overtime, everybody. Those who know say the toughest football transition from high school to college is that made by the humble offensive lineman. For all of his well-deserved prep accolades and rare physical attributes, Quincy Notre Dame's Jack Cornell is testament to the steep learning curve involved with becoming a Division I bodyguard. But after 3 seasons learning his craft, the big fella broke through in a big way last season for the Fighting Illini. And as Joe Morano details, the real fun for Big Jack is just now getting started.
He's come a long way since putting on the pads for Quincy Notre Dame, but Jack Cornell always remains hungry.
This is a really thrilling experience right now. I'm going into my senior year and, in a great position to do some really great things with the whole team.
From a member of the Raiders to the Illini, his challenge is increasingly difficult, but his goal is the same.
The transition from high school to college hasn't been easy. It's definitely a lot more competition, but football's football, and when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, it's all about blocking, tackling, running. But I've had a lot of fun, all my years here.
Now focused on full-time starting duties in the trenches, don't expect any relent from him.
We've got a lot of great coaches that come in here, and they've instilled their mentality and their attitude about football in us, and it's really a lot different from the first 3 years that I've been here. Everybody has started stepping up and working a lot harder in the weight room, in the film room, on the field.
Perhaps the most comforting fact for Cornell is the fact he knows his team is in this all together.
I think the best thing about spring practice is just everybody's been working incredibly hard. Everybody's stepped up. Everybody realizes how hard we need to work to accomplish our goals. You can't just come out and go through the motions. You got to come out and really dedicate yourself to the process, dedicate yourself to the team.
And the leadership from the line should help second-year quarterback Nate Shielhouse in the long haul.
Yeah, they've been great. It's a blessing being able to drop back behind those guys. Being able to run behind those guys. It's huge being able to have those offensive linemen that have experience, are confident about what they're doing, and this being their second year in the offense too. They feel a lot more confident every time they step on the field.
I think our offensive line, between the offensive line and the secondary, probably as much improvement as anybody, and I think we'll be every bit as good as we were last year. Plus, I think we'll have a little bit more depth, which keeps them fresh and feel pretty good about that.
Despite an extended break between now and summer workouts, Cornell just hopes that little momentum goes a long way.
It's all hard work and dedication, and right now the sky's the limit. What happened in the past doesn't matter. All we're looking for is the future, and everybody's working incredibly hard, and it's just totally different from all the other years I've been here. It's really exciting. Certainly winning the bowl game is a huge catalyst in the next season. And we realize how close we are, and we just need to keep pushing and keep fighting.
Joe Morano, KHQA Sports, Champaign, Illinois.
By the way, you might also see Michael Heights in there, number 74 from South Fulton, playing really well as well. More on him in the coming weeks as well. Western Illinois, Bruce Craddock's spring game. Will Lunt getting the start today. Good pass right here to Larry Patterson for the huge gain right down the left sideline. Oh, Rochester in the house representing. It is Will Lunt again, this time going to the air and finding Allie Walker as tight end at the corner of the end zone. First touchdown of the day. The offense would score 2 of those. The defense, though, countered well. 8 quarterback sacks today. That's a good sign for Tom Casey's crew. Meanwhile, Corey Reardon in at quarterback, making a great throw here. But look at Darrell Hughes, speaking of the defense, with a great pass breakup at that point. Defense showing up, standing up. Will Lunt about to jump back in at quarterback. Shows off his legs right here as he's channeling a little Matt Barr action right there. Big fella can run as well. We knew that, though, because we all saw him play at Rochester a couple of years ago. Not a bad player in his own right. How about Josh Hudson, the transfer in at quarterback as well. Nice throw right here, deep to Justin Morgan, who makes the shoelaces catch for the other touchdown of the day. Afterwards, we got an assessment on this game from Coach Mark Hendrickson and from Colton Ray.
Well, a couple of things that stood out during all 15 practices this spring is a lot of good competition. We've got a lot of players that are battling for jobs to see who's going to be up at the top of that depth chart, by when we kick off next fall.
Our emphasis is always tempo, and we're moving along really well. Guys are picking up pretty quickly. The 2 quarterbacks are doing well, and we're moving the ball around really good.
Good competition, and then a lot of good work against each other. That's the thing I'm very proud of this team. This was our 3rd scrimmage when we ask them to really get after each other, and they do that every day in practice as well. There's excitement in the locker room. and there's a lot of emotion in the locker room. There's a feeling down deep inside of each of these players and every member of this coaching staff, to build on what this team did in 2010.
All right, we've got some big college news on another front tonight. The 16th time is apparently the charm for QU Hawk volleyball, as the Hawks go on the road and upset third-seeded Ball State for the first-ever postseason victory in program history. Quincy improves to 22-13 on the season, extending their school record for wins in a year. They also return to action on Wednesday in the MIVA semifinals, where they'll face the winner of either number 2 seed Loyola Chicago or number 7 seed Grand Canyon. Remember, Quincy University is the 6th seed, and this is in fact Division I volleyball, so very impressive by the Hawks, and congratulations to the Hawk program for that phenomenal showing. Meanwhile, baseball today, we toyed with going over to Fayette, but yesterday when the Culver-Stockton Wildcats ended up clinching the hack, we felt probably no need today. Culver-Stockton not playing like a team, biding its time, taking out Central Methodist twice today to complete the sweep. Chris Terry's team gets a win 6-4 in the first game, and then Sal Rivera, the pride of Sacramento, California, with a grand slam and 5 ribbies in that second all-important sweep game as well. Also today, HLG earns its berth into the AMC tournament, beating McKendree 3-0 in the first game, and by virtue of taking one of the two, they lost in the second game, by the way, by the final count, as you see there, 2-1. But by virtue of that opening win, the Trojans gained themselves a tournament berth. Also today, Truman State with a split against Pittsburgh State in that second game. We'll get to that in a second. First of all, Western Illinois just absolutely destroying Oakland on the road today. Zach Sterling, the star on the hill, going 8 full and striking out 9 in the process. Now on to other baseball scores and softball scores as well. Western Illinois softball taking out Centenary today, 12-3. Haley Bickford with a home run in the offing for the Leathernecks in that one. And when we come back, it's your good call segment of the week. Your chance to win. You got to vote. Your chance to win.